It's time to clean up mess. That's how I exactly call the period when we are a consulting company coming to our client and help them set up role and responsibilities. Why I say like this? Because if those roles and responsibilities are not set up, there is a huge mess in the sales department. And I can tell you, it's also applicable for other departments as well. Today episode, I guess it will be much shorter because the knowledge I will share with you, the information I will give you, they're quite easy to implement. However, because they are not easy, don't think that you can just basically forget about them and maybe it's not important. Actually, it's extremely important. And if you can do one easy activity that would give you very big upside, this would be one of them. So So again, don't think that you can skip this episode. Don't think that this is something not really important because maybe this is a shorter. This is super important. And let me explain you why. We have noticed that in the multiple businesses, if the role and responsibilities are not set up in the sales departments, obviously today, and as usually, I will be talking on the example of sales department because this is the closest and to us, and we have the biggest experience there. But obviously, as I said before, you can apply this to other departments. Anyway, if you don't have those roles and responsibility, you will be facing, or you might facing already, with the challenges such as no one knows what to do. And if no one know what to do, obviously, most of the case, they do not much. That's it. That's the one of the main and the biggest problems. Uh, that's why I say we come in and clean up mess. And this is the mess we will be looking into. Why I'm saying mess? When nobody know what to do, it's really messy. Um, People are confused. The blaming can start happening, which is really, really bad. No one take responsibility. There is no ownership. There is no team management. After that, you can imagine that the bad environment occur in your organization. Not mentioning about very big problem or it's nearly impossible to implement process and execute them correctly. So as you see, if you don't have this one simple, so you can see if you don't do this one simple exercise, it can actually very, very badly impact your performance, your team, your churn in your team. So turnover on the employee in the other world. So this is really important. I hope after this introduction, you will already see importance of the role and responsibilities. And obviously, I hope that you will execute it correctly. From my side, I will do everything to help you out to build role and responsibilities. So first of all, I will explain you what are the roles and what it is basically. Second, I will share some information about the department structure. Next, I will share with you examples of responsibilities for the sales team. And then lastly, I will share with you about routines because this is also really important. One thing is setting up something, and the second is implementing. And routine will help us implement task or today activity. So let's get into it. My name is Adam Skoneczny and you are listening to Go Global Asia podcast. I've been living in Asia for the past 8 years as the CEO of EVIT organization. I've spent the last 6 years helping Asian IT companies expand into the Western market by building professional sales team and sales processes. Welcome back. Why I'm saying welcome back? Because I just came back from the Europe. It's nice to be back in Vietnam. It's nice to be back in my quote studio quote. I cannot say at this moment I'm recording in professional studio. If you see my setting, is basically quite simple setting in my house room, devoted office, let's say like that. But anyway, the most important is that I'm back and still recording. I can share with you one more thing. I have a hidden goal and to reach 21 episodes, and this is 12. So we are more than halfway to reach the goal. And why 21? I've stumbled on very interesting market data or research data that 96 or 99% people who start podcasting, they never go further than 21 episodes. So what I want to do, I want to be in this little amount of the people who cross this magic number. In Las Vegas, they call it blackjack. I want to cross this number, and I want to continue, obviously, to provide you actionable information that you can use to build your sales, grow your business, expand globally. So I know this intro is a little bit longer than you expected, but I want to share with you some personal information. Okay, if you don't feel it useful, let me know. Next time I will not do it. And now I will get right into the subject of today's podcast, meaning role and responsibilities. So, what is the role and responsibility? As the name it say, it's basically assigning the role to each person in department, assigning the position. What I mean position, who are they reporting to? Who are they collaborating with? And then, last but not least, give a responsibility for this position. So responsibility is, as the name it say, what those people are responsible for. What are they accountable for? If there is the task, they will know who is executing, and very often also, obviously, if you have a process, they will know how to execute. And why I want to talk about this? Because seriously, I noticed that many businesses they don't have it. Maybe they do have it. Like this is when I come into the corporation, when I come to the business to do the preliminary analytics of their business, they will say, "Oh, this is our manager, and this is our sales team, and maybe this is our account manager." I say, "Okay, what are their responsibilities?" A manager supposed to manage, account manager supposed to take care of the client, and then business development representative supposed to generate the new revenue. So, okay, can I get it a little bit deeper? What exactly they doing every day? How much effort they put into it? What they take ownership of? And that's the place where the most of the businesses cannot answer us. So they usually businesses they do have roles and some responsibilities, and usually what they do they take it with JD. So basically they were recruiting in JD. You had the requirements and you had the position. Recruitment department they recruit that person, and right from this JD move those roles and responsibility to company structure and assign to that person, and that's it. And nobody never think about this again. And to be honest with you, you can do much better than that. First of all, if you do much better than that, you will get much better result. So role and responsibility we already know. Let's move to the department structure. So, what are the department structure? Usually, structure is quite simple and easy to set up. So, we have some director of sales. We have then under director of sales manager for sales, and then we have under them we have a business development executive, for instance. Under that, we have a business development representative. On the same level of to the business development representative, we can have an account manager. And then under account manager and business development representative, we have a lead generation specialist. And under that, we can have a lead generation somewhere on the level of business development executive. so the just level before becoming the sales manager, we have on the same level, we have a customer success manager. So this is very simple sales team structure that I like set up. What I can do, I know it's a little bit hard for you to imagine. It's easy for me because I do that 100 times. But what I can do, please leave me comment if you want to get the template of the structure, of example of the structure, what I just actually share with you. There will be no problem with me at all to share, to give you that template. And if you feel this is suitable for your department, you can implement it. So that's the structure usually I like to implement into the clients. Obviously, it has to be adjusted. It has to be adjusted to the sales team size, to the corporation size, or the company size. Jesus, I'm not sure why I keep talking about corporation today. Maybe some corporate deal coming. That would be nice. When you set this up, I highly recommend print it out, hang it. Plus, if you should use an project management tool for a sales team plus CRM. It should be there as well. Basically, this should be very easy accessible for your team. That's it. There is nothing else to add it in. And guys, to be very honest with you, this kind of exercise it will take you 15 minutes, not longer than that. So very straightforward, very easy. You can use Canva to design it if you like visual, and I recommend it to design it nicely in Canva. So now, when we have structure of your organization in place, it's the time to assign the responsibilities to their roles. And obviously, I will not be going through all roles today and the responsibilities because this podcast probably would take 3 hours. Or maybe not 3 hours, but at least 1 hour. I will introduce maybe one or two position maximum and show you what is the structure more or less of designing responsibilities for sales department. So let's start with business development representative. I'm not sure how is your process set up, but let's imagine that the business development representative is responsible for full cycle. Thanks to this, also you will see more responsibilities that you can also assign later on to lead generation specialist. But the first responsibility of the business development representative who doing the full sales cycle is prospecting. And when we have a prospecting, in this prospecting, we need to list out some sub activities or sub actions that he need to do the prospecting well. So, for instance, market research. He need to conduct market research to find the best leads. Basically, yes. Prospecting is activity that require researching, looking for the best, the most suitable client for our organization. And the second very important activity of the business development representative is lead qualification. So if you have a already process set up in your organization, you will have a criteria to qualify the leads and then move them to the next stages. And this is what business development representative need to do as well. Obviously, next step is initial outreach and reaching to those people, to those prospects that he collected, that he qualified, and get the initial connections with the prospect. Next, it's schedule and conduct meetings with the client. So discovery call, brainstorming session, proposal, negotiation, all of that. That's what happened in the meeting. It will be responsible of the business development representative. Also, this person need to create and manage the campaigns that he is executing to collect the prospect or to get initial contact with the prospect. Next, it's a sales pipeline management. So, business development representative mainly, not mainly, sorry, as a one of the main task of his is manage the CRM and manage the pipeline. So that's been CRM, updating the pipeline, working with the sales manager, and qualifying leads in the pipeline. All of activities related to customer resource management It's laying on shoulders of business development representative. And then next, very important, it's relation building. So business development representative need to be able to create relationship with the prospect, with the clients, to make sure that we can, first of all, provide extraordinary customer service. Second, we can win the deals. Third, we can basically have a trust from the client. And this trust will help us to put ourselves, and it will help business development representative to put him or herself in the position of consultant, trusted consultant, which is really important. So building relationship is more kind of not tangible activity, because you cannot really measure how relationship is built. What is the relationship between those people, between business development representative and client? However, you can implement the activities to the process that will allow to or her to build the relationship with the client. Next, it's a negotiation and closing the deals. Sorry, those responsibilities are a little bit all over the place. They are not in the order. I don't list them out that first he do this, second. They're just responsibilities, what this position should do, but don't take them as I am giving you in the order, what is the most important, what is the least. All of them, they're very important. So negotiation and closing, the business development representative or responsible for full cycle, usually responsible for closing negotiation contact. That's it, very straightforward. Next, it's reporting and analysis. So we need to list out who is reporting to, maybe business development representative reporting to business development executive and sales manager. And we need to list out how they reporting. They obviously use CRM, but except CRM, is there anything else or any other place they should report? And the last thing what you should list out in your responsibilities is collaboration. Who is this person collaborating with? Or he is responsible to collaborate with who else or what department? So for instance, business development representative is responsible to collaborate with a marketing department, pre-sale, and then delivery team as well is responsible to report to sales manager, maybe business development executive as well. So that would be it. That's how we need to list out those information. And I recommend you to be clear. Yes, of course, you don't need to list out every single activity, even like, I don't know, going to the toilet. Sorry, that was a joke. But obviously, when you hire people, you hire intelligent people, and there are some activities that he comes to work at this and that time. They already know being on time. We don't have to put this as a responsibility. I guess everybody know that. It's more responsibility in terms of activities they do. Let's leave it as it is. I will not be going with the second role, like lead generation or specialist, because I guess I am pretty sure that you have a quite good understanding at this stage how we set up those responsibilities. Last step, which is one of the most important in the form of execution. What I mean, this is the way to execute this, because one thing is to have it and to write it down, but the second thing is execute it. And how you can execute it easily and fast? It's a routine. What are routines? Routines are setting up for your team activities that we were just discussing about into their calendar and fix them as our routines. So if you look at activities of your team member, all activities is 100%. Let's say we have a 5 activities. So total of these 5 activities that the business development representative must do is 100%. And then this 100%, either it will be your 8 hours per day or 40 hours per week. It's up to you how you divide it. So imagine that the business development representative have 5 activities, and they have to be done every day. So you can imagine that these 5 activities and 100%, it will be around, let's say, 7 hours of working time. Why seven? Why I said 7 hours, not 8? Because there we should leave 1 hour spare in case there is something pops out unpredictable, and this person can have a 1 hour extra, or basically maybe if they need to leave for a second. Or next step is basically take those activities and feed them into calendar for that person, for business development representative, and create meeting business development representative with himself. So if you look at the 5 responsibilities, let's think about reporting and analysis and CRM. Let's take about the prospecting. Let's take relationship building, and let's take negotiation and closing. So if we have these 5 responsibilities here, which of those there happen on daily basis? So I can tell definitely that prospecting must happen on daily basis. Second, reporting and analysis should be happening in daily basis. And the last, pipeline update and CRM update. So those are the 3 responsibilities that I can take and I can fix into the calendar of business development representative, create meeting between business development representative and himself, and making sure that he is doing this every day. So what's the point here? It's basically we want to book the time into the calendar of the of our team member so that nobody can disturb him, and then he can create the routine of doing those activity on daily basis. Especially I can tell you prospecting. Prospecting is the activity that many people they don't want to do, and by actually fixing this into their calendar, we somehow, let's say it easily, we motivate them to do it. For just seek to use the very kind and nice word, I would say we motivate them to do it. But then, as a manager, we should make sure that when they have booked this meeting with themselves, they are in this meeting, they do this prospecting. Obviously, they don't need to join to an online meeting, but basically, if they do prospecting, they need to do prospecting during that hours. Additionally, what you can do to help them, you can figure out the suitable hours for suitable activity. For instance, let's come back to the prospecting as an example. The best time for prospecting is time when it's silent, when it's time when nobody disturb you. Why? Because, as I said, prospecting, many people they don't like it, and they will do anything to just basically stop this activity and start doing something else. So to be honest with you, unconsciously even they waiting to be disturbed. So the best thing is actually to fix the time when we have a very highly likelihood that nobody disturb them. So for instance, right after lunch at 1:30, set up 1 hour to 2:30. Usually is extremely quiet. Or early in the morning, let's say whole office start at 8:30. So from 8:30 to 9:30, also it's could be quiet. You need to figure out yourself and check the environment you're working in and consider about the person who is doing activity. Maybe there are some people who like to focus on the evening time and spend this time to do his activity maybe at 5 or 6 or when everybody leave the office. So this is something what you can adjust, but the main point you need to figure out the first of all total effort. Second, activities that you need to do repeatedly on daily basis. Third, fix this in calendar, set up the meeting. Fourth, make sure this setup in this meeting in the most suitable time to that activity. Okay. Some activities you might need to set up in the time when you will have access to other people. So for instance, let's say you need to discuss with the customer success manager and account manager to update CRM. So then we're talking about the afternoon when everybody are at the office, yes, or maybe 10:30 a.m. when also we have a confidence that everybody are at the office. So that's it actually. This is, to be honest with you, if you focus and put a lot of attention to this exercise, I don't think it will take more than 2 hours to execute this. So it's quite simple and straightforward, but it's really powerful. When you have this in the place, nobody can tell you, oh, I didn't know I should do it. Nobody can tell you, oh, I didn't know this is my responsibility. Nobody can tell you that, oh, I didn't know I should deliver it. Everything is clear. We know who is responsible for what. Additionally, if you use some project management tool for your sales team, this will make it much, much, much more easier. And in this project management tool, as I mentioned before, you can also implement the structure of the company in the as a graphic, and that will be very clear for everyone, very transparent, and everyone will know what to do, and that the mess what I mentioned on the very early of this podcast, it will be, hopefully it will be removed. So that's it, guys. What want to encourage you to go through this exercise. If you have any challenges, you can feel free to share with me in the comment. You can also reach me on LinkedIn. Actually, I never mentioned that I am developing my LinkedIn account, and I would love to connect with you guys. Drop me connect. Basically, type into the search Adam's Koneczny. Maybe to make it easier for you, I will leave a link under that podcast. So you can just click and go to my LinkedIn, leave me connection. And if you have any question, you can drop it over there as well. I have a tendency to reply all messages on the LinkedIn, so feel free to connect me there and ask wherever you want what is related to what I am doing or wherever. If I can help you with this, feel free to drop me a message and discuss about anything related to global expansion, sales in IT, because this is what I love. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Uh, I wish, I hope you apply and you get the biggest benefit as you can from this exercise. This was Go Global Asia podcast, and I see you next episode. Take care, guys.